It's the start of a new era for the Bella Vista girls basketball team as Carrie Masters leads the team in her first game as the head coach tonight versus Vacaville. Becky Stewart, who coached the previous 2 years, stepped down after last season to focus on her duties as the athletic director. Masters has been the JV coach and actually led that squad to a 15-9 record last season. Tonight, the 2025-26 girls basketball season gets underway with the foundation games. It's a doubleheader tonight, the girls and the boys, and we'll have both of them for you coming up, starting with the girls game just a few minutes away, right here on BV Live Sports. Hello, everybody. George Thorelson with you, flying solo tonight for the games, but that's okay. We'll have some additional help coming on, and we'll get really crazy like we've gotten in the past as we get set for this basketball season. We're just a couple of minutes away as the teams have actually come off the floor and are getting their last minute instructions, and we will be getting the starting lineups here in just a few minutes. We want to just let you know the foundation games technically do not count in the standings. It's an exhibition game. It is a fundraiser, but it is a great way to kind of get the season started here for both of these teams. The Vacaville Bulldogs come into this game having come off of a 9-14 season last year, and they were 4-8 in the league. Their JV squad was 8-5 and 4-0. Interesting, just a quick interesting note about Vacaville. They have 7 players on the roster, and there's been some fluctuation over the course of the last few days with their roster, but what was settled in, at least as of this morning on Max Preps, and we'll be double checking throughout the game, they have 7 players on their roster. Leading returner from last year is a senior point guard and shooting guard, Lula Keifel. We expect to speak about that name quite a bit this evening. She had 20 points in a game against Bella Vista last year. So glad to have you along. We are going to check in downstairs with the as we are actually going to get the national anthem first, and then we'll get everything underway.
Welcome you tonight to the matchup between the Bulldogs of Vacaville High School and your Bella Vista Broncos. And now for the starting lineups. For the Bulldogs, number 1, Alayla Ha. Number 2, Lula Kifle. Number 4, Kira Smith. Number 21, Aiden Smith. And number 24, Charlie Cook. Here come the Broncos. Starting, number 1, Sarah DeMucha. Number 4, Kylie Mullen Ross. Number 5, Cora Patterson. Number 25, Macy Lee. And number 32, Ava Jensen. great game tonight, folks.
All right, well, we're going to get this one underway here momentarily. We mentioned the Vacaville roster has been changing. I heard some names called, and there are some numbers that are not on the last version of my roster. So we're gonna double check that as we go along. We'll pick up some of these as we catch them. So it's something that happens, by the way, during the course of especially early on in the season. Okay, and I'm see that they have actually updated the roster on Max Prep, so we'll roll with that. We've got everything that we need, and so we'll get this one rolling. That's Ava Jensen in the center court circle, number 32 for the Bella Vista Broncos, and Charlie Cook is jumping center for Vacaville. Lula Kifle and that's the pronunciation of her name. Number 2, that's one of the ones that we want to look for in this contest. Travel called on Vacaville, so Bella Vista will get possession. And number 1 for Bella Vista this year is Sarah DeMucha. We'll talk about who wore it last year. As Ava Jensen underneath gets her first 2 points of the game, Bella Vista on the board first. Of course, Ellie Tomei has graduated and is over at Sierra College. Her brother, we're going to see her brother later tonight with the boys varsity team. There's a long 3-point shot that's taken by Aiden Smith, and that one is off. So the Broncos in possession once again as we are early on in this one. Broncos with the first score of the game. This is DeMucha, also a lacrosse player. Cora Patterson, I'm looking forward to watching her play. Leading rebounder from the JV squad last year. Remember, there's a shot clock in girls basketball of 30 seconds. In and underneath, driving to the basket. That's Kylie Mullen-Ross that draws the foul. And the foul is going to be called on number 21, Aiden Smith. That is her first team foul. Over 2 at the line for Mullen-Ross, and Vacaville controls the rebound. This is Alayla Haw. And now Aiden Smith. Tight defense on the part of Mullen-Ross. Kylie Mullen-Ross gets called for her first personal foul. You can hear the head coach, Paula Elliott, exhorting her team for Vacaville. Underneath, they try to get it in to Charlie Cook. She draws a foul. And we'll get some free throws out of this. Foul is on Sarah DeMucha. That is her first. Second team foul on Bella Vista. Remember, it's 5 team fouls in the quarter, and then we have free throws. We have the bonus. No free. Combined, the teams are 0 for 3 at the line tonight. As Cook will get set to take her second, trying to get Vacaville on the board. And gets the friendly roll. That's her first points of the game. Vacaville putting up a full court press. Near travel, in fact, they do call it. Traveling called against the Broncos. Here's Hall. And now Kifle. Smith, double, triple team. Jumper from the outside. Kiera Smith taking that shot. And that does not go. Here come the Broncos back the other way. Mullen-Ross, Patterson. tried to get the ball inside to Macy Lee, the senior. Just a little too tall for her. There's a long three-point shot from Keithley that comes off. DeMucha. Ava Jensen, great to see her back. DeMucha drives the lane, rebound and a putback attempt by Mullen Ross, and we're going to get a jump ball. The possession arrow is going to favor Bella Vista. Substitutions coming in for Vacaville. Ava Kenyon, number 3, a freshman, is in. And Smith will push this one up. And they find Kenyon. The three-point shot on the way from Keithley. Trifecta time from Keithley. We mentioned she had 20 points in a game against Bella Vista last season. 13 points per game for Vacaville. Aggressive defense on the part of the Bulldogs as they deflect the ball, goes out of bounds, and the Broncos will keep possession. Substitutions coming in for the Broncos. Jada Bellabert seeing her first action, one of the seniors on the team. Jensen to inbound. And that one goes out of bounds. It looked like DeMucha was expecting Jensen to cut to the basket. Another turnover for Bella Vista. Vacaville by 2. And David Jensen says, you know what, I'm going to make amends for that, whether it was my fault or not. Here's Patterson. DeMucha with a 3. Long three-pointer. DeMucha comes up with it, drives the lane, draws the foul. Sarah DeMucha. We'll be seeing a lot of her over the next couple of months with basketball and lacrosse. Foul is on Aiden Smith. That is her second. Third team foul on Vacaville. DeMucha's first points of the game. Looking to tie the score here. And she does. A couple of free throws gets Sarah DeMucha in the scorebook for the game tonight. And we got the foundation game tonight, the varsity doubleheader. Mullen Ross with the steal. She'll try to take it coast to coast. Thought she might have been fouled. No call. Keithley comes up with it. And it looked like the pass went off the foot of Haw as Keithley was trying to get her the ball. And that's turnover goes back to Bella Vista. Again, Vacaville putting up the full court press. Mullen Ross, a little difficulty with it, gets it back. DeMucha has it. Here's Bellabert. What a play by Kiera Smith. She read that one like she was reading one of her books for history class or something. Here's Keithley from the free throw line. He's got a 3 and a 2 tonight. 2-point lead for Vacaville and a turnover by Bella Vista. This is Haw. Rebound, Smith. Kiera Smith. We have Kiera Smith and Aiden Smith on the roster. And this is Kiera Smith going to the free throw line. And she dents the scorebook for the first time. Gets 1 of 2. And Vacaville gets their lead up to 7. And again, another steal. This is Keithley, drives all the way in. Does not go, draws the foul. This is a very quick Vacaville team, and they're reading the passes from Bella Vista. That's a couple of those. It's almost like the defensive back who eyeballs the quarterback. The quarterback telegraphs the pass, and the defensive back, the free safety, finds it, steps right in front, and is able to make the interception. One of two for Keithley. She's got 6 tonight. As we're approaching the 4-minute mark. Bella Vista with another turnover. Keithley's just in the right place at the right time. Took the rebound. Cora Patterson blocks that and then drags the pivot foot. And that's a turnover for Bella Vista. And Carrie Masters up off the bench wants to call a timeout. This is going to be a 30-second timeout called by Bella Vista. It's a 4-point lead for the Vacaville Bulldogs tonight, and Lula Keithley, of those 8 points for Vacaville, she's got 6 of them. Very impressive, and very impressive on both ends of the floor. She has been one of 2 players that are able to kind of read the passes and step right in front of them, like we mentioned, like a defensive back in football, and just take it away. For Bella Vista, Jensen has 2, and then Sarah DeMuccia, as we mentioned, they have she had the free throws a couple of moments ago. So Broncos, a little shaky to get things started. Maybe some season opening nerves, I don't know, but we'll see if they kind of ease off as the game continues. Keithley, plenty of time on the shot clock. Jalen Kamen is in now, number 23. She's the one that draws the foul. Substitutions for Bella Vista. Marissa Plate coming in, and Cora Patterson will come out. Plate, Patterson, and Ava Jensen, and also Macy Lee is going to be the rebounding strength for Bella Vista this year. Bella Burke the rebound on the missed free throw. Bella Burke will stop, 18 feet. Here's Jensen at the free throw line. And Keithley comes up with the rebound once again for Vacaville. It's inside the free throw line. Keithley with 8. 8 of the 10. 6-point lead for Vacaville. Bulldogs putting up that full court press. Broncos break it. Lila Ortega into the game now. There's a long 3-point shot. Rebound tipped, and Bella Vista will control. Ortega to inbound. Here's DeMuccia. A little too hard off the glass for Ava Jensen. Broncos stuck on that 4-point mark for at least a couple of minutes. There's a long 3-point shot. Nice save. Keithley. That's her second 3-point shot of the game. 9-point lead now for Vacaville. Keithley right there to deflect it again. And that time, going to get a foul called. This one is going to go against Ava Kenyon. That's her first, 4th team foul on Vacaville. So both teams will be shooting the rest of the way on common fouls. Delleberg to the baseline. Had the ball roll off her fingers and go out of bounds. Turnover for the Lady Broncos. Keithley. Cook and Keithley. Keithley's immediately double teamed. Blake deflects it. Vacaville keeps control and a travel called. Kenyon was going to set up for a 3-point shot, but shuffled the feet Broncos looking to get off that 4 mark. Here's Plate. Plate underneath. And drawing the foul is Lila Ortega. So Ortega will go to the free throw line. Now the foul is on Charlie Cook. That's her first. Ortega averaged just about 4 points per game last year for the JV squad at Bella Vista. And gets the friendly roll. Broncos break the scoring drought. Now they need to see some defense here. Cook closed off. I'm going to get a jump called here, a held ball, and the possession arrow this time will favor Vacaville. Cook is coming out, and Kamen is coming back in. Here's Hall. Three-point shot from Keefley. We're going to get a foul called on Vacaville. Looks like it's probably going to go against Kenyon. Actually, they're going to say Kiera Smith. So that'll be her first. That's the... well, they have it on the scoreboard as the 6th team foul, but it stops at 5 each quarter. No more of the 7 to the 1-and-1, and we don't have the 1-and-1 anymore either. Marissa Plate will now take her second shot. And that's her first varsity points. And Vacaville's now going to take a timeout here in the opening quarter, early on in the 2025-26 season here at Bella Vista High School. As we mentioned, it's a doubleheader tonight as the Lady Broncos are taking on Vacaville in the first of the 2 foundation games, and then the boys will be in action later on tonight. Right after this one is over, it'll be a separate stream, so we will close out this broadcast, and then we will get started for the boys broadcast, which will come your way. Well, this one will probably end right around 7:30, so maybe around 7:45 or so. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, BV Live Sports, facebook.com/BV Live Sports, or you can just put your smartphone up against the screen and snag that QR code there, and that'll take you right there. And on the Facebook page is the link. You're already on this broadcast, but also the link to the boys broadcast later on tonight. So Coach Kussler and his troops, 5 returning starters from last year. We'll be talking more about that throughout the evening. As we are under 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter here, Vacaville with the lead and the ball. Bring it back out to Keefley, open for another 3. That's an air ball, and that's going to go out of bounds, and that'll go over to Bella Vista. Broncos still trying to find a rhythm. Vacaville's defense, and again we mentioned they're very quick and they're very disruptive on defense. Maisie Hess, number 21, is into the game. Here's Bellaberg. Bellaberg drives to the baseline, closed off, and they're going to say she traveled. So Broncos turn that one over. Vacaville sends that one into backcourt. Ortega picks it up, gets the roll, and will go back to the line. Nice job by Ortega. I mean, you could have just let the ball roll, and if Vacaville touches it, then it's a backcourt violation, and Bella Vista would inbound the ball, but Ortega saw that it was loose, went after it. It looks like Vacaville didn't. They stopped. Ortega now with 3 points on the night, a free throw earlier. That one deflected out by Vacaville, so the Broncos have a chance to cut this one to 3 or maybe even 2. There's a 3-point shot on the way. That's from Elise Stites, seeing her first action. And Vacaville forces another turnover. Going to get a travel called. And that is Jalen Kamen that on the baseline just shuffled the feet before she put it to the floor. Again, it's the first action other than maybe some scrimmages for both teams. Here's Stites. Stites underneath the Belleberg. Turn around, draws the foul. Ava Kenyon called for the personal. That is her second. Ada Belleberg. A point and a rebound per game last year for the varsity squad. Kenyon will come out. And Kamen is back in. Belleberg with one of the 2 free throws. Bella Vista kind of chipping their way back in. Going to get a jump ball here. It looked like Stites actually nearly came up with a steal. She had her hands on it, but so did Vacaville. And so that is our third jump. And Vacaville opened the game with possession. They won the initial jump. And so 2 of the 3 alternating possessions have gone for Bella Vista. Here come the Broncos driving in. Jada Belleberg. Her first field goal of the game. She's got 3 on the night. Broncos back within 2. Keefle, she's been quiet lately. Long 3-point shot that Hoff took. As the quarter expires, we are done with 1 quarter here at Bella Vista. You can hear the crowd. Not a huge crowd tonight, but they're making a lot of noise, which is a great thing. As the Broncos, they were down 13-4 in this one, but they have made their way back to the to within 2. So a spirited comeback, if you will, for the Broncos to get this one underway as we get set to go into the first quarter. We'll take a look at the first quarter numbers. Keefle leading the way for the for everybody. She's got 11 points, 2 3-pointers, 2 2-pointers, and a free throw. And then the other 2 points, Kiera Smith and Charlie Cook each have a free throw for Vacaville. On the Broncos side, the leading scorers are Lila Ortega and Jada Belleberg. They each have 3. Sarah DeMucha has 2. Jensen has 2. Jensen scored the first points of the game. And Marissa Plate with a free throw. So that rounds out your scoring here as we get ready to bring you the second quarter here on BV Live Sports. So this is again, a lot of fun tonight, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Scott Hackman will be back with me for most of the girls' broadcasts this year. Turnover for Bella Vista. There's Ortega. She's looking to drive in, step around, move, and Ortega ties the score. Posting up down low, Aiden Smith back in. She's double teamed against 2 much taller players, and that never really works. Here's Stites, long 3-pointer on the way, that's off. Rebound controlled by Hess. Down low to Plate. Plate up and down. That's a travel. Left her feet and then came back down. So with a tie ball game, Vacaville back in possession. Hawk. Belleberg, right place, right time. She's got Ortega to her left. Belleberg takes it on her own. The rebound, and Belleberg picks her pocket. Belleberg back in with a reverse finger roll layup. Jada Belleberg, 5 points already tonight. And the Broncos are back in front. They were down 13-4. They've run off 11 straight points. And another turnover just about. We'll see what happens. This should go to Bella Vista, because each quarter triggers the possession arrow. And so, well, Vacaville won the jump. Bella Vista won 2 of the 3 held balls in the first quarter, so Vacaville started the second with possession. So this is the first held ball of the second quarter. And so Bella Vista was favored on the possession arrow. Hess, and her pass intercepted. That's Keefley. You know, and she just appears out of nowhere. And Ortega almost returned the favor there. Here's Keefley. Once again. Smith, she's open, launches a 3. That one's online, but comes off. Rebound underneath the putback, no good. Bella Vista the rebound. Ortega, she's all over the place tonight. This is going to be a fun Bella Vista team. Cut down on the turnovers. Just as I say that. That's going to stay with Vacaville, but a nice play by Ortega to disrupt things there and prevent the easy path to the basket. Keefley once again. There's a jumper that comes off from about 19 feet out. Kiera Smith tried to save it. Right to Bella Vista. Bridget Nielsen seeing her first action. She played varsity as a freshman last year. Get another held ball here, and this one will favor Vacaville. Under 5.5 to go in the opening quarter. Underneath, the shot from Kiera Smith does not go. Broncos the rebound. Here's Nielsen. Emma Givens is number 15. Ortega now back out front. Here's Mullen Ross. Givens once again. Givens to the baseline. She's another one of the tall players that we were talking about earlier. She'll be key on rebounds, but also driving to the basket just like that and drawing the foul. Impressive work by Bella Vista tonight to draw the fouls and drive to the basket. That was actually something that was kind of missing last year. Two free throws from Emma Givens. And that's the other thing that you need to do, that if you're going to draw those fouls, make the free throws. Here's Aiden Smith. Off the glass, the bank is open for Aiden Smith. Her first points of the game, the junior drills a trifecta, cuts the lead to 1. Deflected pass winds up right in the hands of Charlie Cook. Here's Keefley. Ava Jensen back in. She makes the steal. Jensen going with the creamsicle shoes tonight. Ortega off a screen. Off the glass and in! The bank is open for Ortega as well at 6:30 at night. You get a foul right at midcourt. Looks like Mullen Ross will get called for this one. first team foul, and Bella Vista is going to call another timeout. So the Broncos, good look at the bench there. And they're all shielding out Carrie Masters, the head coach. You can possibly right in between Mullen Ross and Emma Givens there, number 4 and number 15. You can see Carrie leading the huddle here. First-year head coach. Don't know if you've had a chance to check out our interview with Carrie Masters on the BV Live Sports page. We have the preseason interviews up now with both Coach Masters and Coach Kussler. Obviously, we don't want you to tune away from the game to watch those, but you can check them out during the course of maybe after we're done tonight. Or check one of them out when we're in between games, because as we mentioned, we will conclude this live stream and then we will have the boys live stream. There's Keithley. Ooh, she was standing right on the midcourt line. A very risky play there. Jensen with the steal. Jensen pulls up, 17-footer on the way. That dances off. And Cameron flew in there to try and get the rebound and knocks it out of bounds. So stays with the Broncos. BV by 4. Mullen Ross. Now DeMucha with a three-point shot. That comes up short. Givens, she comes up with the rebound. Loose ball. Nielsen got a hand on it. Now DeMucha has it again. DeMucha right around. Keithley gets the hoop and the arm. Keithley reached in right at the end to try and knock the ball away as DeMucha was on her way to the basket. And they give her the continuation. That's the first on Keithley. Basket and one for Sarah DeMucha. DeMucha up to 5 points tonight. Broncos now by 7. Vacaville's led by as many as 9. And since they took that 9-point lead at 13-4, they have been outscored 19-3 by Bella Vista. So Vacaville, they were scoring early, but now they've gone kind of cold. It's Cameron, or check that Smith. Smith has her pocket picked, and a double dribble called. So DeMucha came up with the ball and then double dribbled it, and so that will go back over to Vacaville. Keithley. They need Keithley to get hot. Cuts to the basket, and now picked up by the much taller Bellaberg and Givens. They force the held ball, and so Bella Vista will take it over. Well, glad to have you along here on BV Live Sports. Here's Givens. Givens drives all the way to the basket. Her first field goal of the game, 4 points on the night. Broncos now with a 9-point lead. Keithley works off the screen. Double teamed, closed off. Contact called by Bella Vista, or called on Bella Vista. That's going to be on Givens. First on Givens. Third team foul on Bella Vista. DeMucha reaches in to try to get the possession or try to force the held ball, but they're going to call the foul on DeMucha. That's her second 14 foul on Bella Vista. Here's Keithley. Keithley pulls up. Jumper does not go. Nobody touched it. Goes over to Bella Vista. So in addition to tonight's doubleheader with the boys and the girls, the boys will be playing Ben Holt Collegiate Prep Academy on Friday night right here, and they will we'll have that one as well for you. We'll talk more about that as the evening progresses, but the Broncos turn this one over. And Vacaville, again, they've been sitting on that 16 points for quite a while here. Here's Keeflay. That one's up off. Kira Smith the rebound. Back to Keeflay. Keeflay gets tied up, and the possession arrow this time is going to favor. They pointed Vacaville, and Bella Vista went over to try and inbound the ball. So Aiden Smith will inbound it for Vacaville with just under 2 minutes to go. Hammond has her shot deflected. Long pass in front, comes to Bridget Nielsen. Nielsen drives in, that one's too hard. Jensen tips the rebound to herself. Her putback won't go. Ball deflected out of bounds, and it goes to Vacaville. Aiden Smith with the possession right now. Smith being hounded by Belleberg. Now Belleberg deflects the shot from behind, but gets a part of her wrist as well, so that is going to send Aiden Smith to the free throw line to shoot a couple here. So the drought continues. So it was 13-11 at the quarter break in favor of Vacaville. The Broncos then went up 17-13. Then a three-point shot by Vacaville made it 17-16 early in the second quarter. They haven't scored since. But here's Keeflay. Keeflay closed off at the free throw line. And so while her defense is aggressive, so's Bella Vista. Bella Vista's forcing a lot of turnovers. Belleberg off balance three, but she makes it. Holy mackerel. Jada Belleberg. I'm telling you, I'm impressed with Bella Vista forcing a lot of turnovers tonight. Just kind of getting in, mixing it up, and just kind of knocking the ball around. Sometimes you're going to get called for a foul, but a lot of times you'll force that turnover. And then there's another steal on a bad pass, though. Here's Keeflay, has trouble holding on to the ball at the very end, and then goes back to Kiera Smith. The shot does not go. Cameron puts it back. She draws the foul and will head back to the free throw line. That looked for everything like Keeflay was going to get an easy 2 points and end this drought. It's the fifth team foul on Bella Vista. That's a shooting foul anyway. And there is the first point in a long time, and only the fourth overall for Vacaville in this quarter. One of two for Cameron. Nielsen comes up with the rebound. Another steal by Keeflay. She's got to be up close to 10 already. Don't think she's quite there. There's a collision in front court, and Cameron is called for a travel, so this will go back over to Bella Vista. Broncos by 11. Just under 26 seconds to go here in the first half. Another steal, another turnover, and then Vacaville turns it back over. That one was pretty much thrown right to Cameron. She had a little trouble hanging on to it. Broncos stack on the inbounds pass. Belleberg, oh my goodness. That ball was in front court. It bounced in front court. Belleberg was in back court. Rebound, ball goes out of bounds. A missed shot, I should say. Ball goes out of bounds. Broncos keep possession. Belleberg to inbounds. Demucha. 7 seconds to go. Nielsen Nielsen picked up by Keithley. Here's Givens. Givens, double dribble. 2 seconds to go for Vacaville. Can they get a shot here? They're going to inbound it to Keithley. Belleberg now coming up with the defense. Keithley comes up with it. Comes back over, and Hall does not get the shot off on time. Picked off the front lip. But rather entertaining first half, especially if you're a Bella Vista Bronco fan. As the Broncos, they got down early 13-4, but now they find themselves up by 11 since trailing 13-4. Let's all do the math here. 15-4 is the run that they are. I'm sorry, 24-4 is the run that they are on right now in that second quarter. That second quarter, all Bella Vista. And again, the defense is very impressive. The defense in particular, they're reaching in and deflecting the balls. Yes, they're getting called for a foul or two, but they're doing a lot defensively. Very aggressive on the defense. You can see that they're trying to disrupt things. They know about Lula Keithley. 13 points per game, led the team last year. She also had 2.2 steals a game last year for Vacaville. She's exceeded both, she's still at 11 points, so she hasn't gotten to her point average for last year, but she's well beyond her steals average. She's got to be upwards of 6 or 7 already. So that is impressive. She's poised for a double-double if she keeps getting the steals. So that'll be something to watch for in the second half. And the Broncos getting some balanced scoring. Again, last couple of years, Ellie Tomei was their leading scorer. In fact, she set the all-time scoring record for Bella Vista as a junior 2 years ago. But now she's over at Sierra College, and certainly best wishes to her. Her brother Jesse, as a sophomore, is on the varsity team for the boys, so we will be seeing him a little bit later on this evening when the boys game gets underway. The boys foundation game, they will also be taking on the Vacaville Bulldogs. Let's go ahead and just quickly eyeball the point totals here in the first half for Bella Vista. The leading scorer is it's Lila Ortega and Jada Belleberg are the ones that are right up there. Belleberg has 8 points total, and Lila Ortega also at 8 points. So hey, just by eyeballing my score sheet and not totaling up any points, I got that right. So 5 points for Sarah DeMucha, 4 for Emma Givens, 2 points for Ava Jensen, and 1 for Marissa Plate. Lula Keithley has 11 points for the Vacaville Bulldogs. Aiden Smith with 3. And then it's 1 each for Jalen Kamen and Kiera Smith and Charlie Cook. And so there is your 17 points for the Vacaville Bulldogs. We're just going to take a brief break here. You're just going to hear the sounds and see the sights of the boys' teams as they're warming up. As we take a little bit of a break here at halftime, if we have some time, we'll preview a little bit the boys' game coming up between the Broncos and the Bulldogs. But right now we are at halftime of the girls' game, and the Lady Broncos have an 11-point lead. just moments away from getting the second half started. The boys teams for both Vacaville and Bella Vista, they're clearing the court right now. And the Lady Broncos are coming back out onto the floor. And the Lady Bulldogs are as well. And they are both going to be warming up before we get the second half underway. We wanted to kind of give you a little preview of what's to come tonight, as this is, we don't get a chance to do double headers that often. We're going to get one with the lacrosse season, at least that's the last I saw the schedule. There is going to be one night where the boys and girls are playing on the same night over at the stadium, and so that's a little preview for the lacrosse season, but we don't get a chance to do that with basketball very often, but we are tonight. These are the foundation games. It's just the varsity playing tonight. When we're back with you on Friday, it's the regular season opener for the boys team, and that's going to be it's not going to be the full gamut. It doesn't look like Ben Holt Collegiate Prep Academy has a freshman team, so it's just going to be a JV and a varsity game here, and everything's going to start a half an hour early. So on Friday night, our coverage is actually going to begin at 6:50 instead of 7:20, because normally we would tip off at 7:30. So let's take a look at the Bella Vista boys team. 5 players coming back from last year, led by Cale Bird, who was the team's leading rebounder, 6.5 per game. We're expecting some big things from him, 7 points per game as well. Jonah Wooden, of course, now has 3rd year as a varsity player for Bella Vista, and so he is back. Cade Rucker, who we saw is both an inside and an outside threat, plus he can rebound as well. And then Mitchell Emery, averaged about 4.5 points per game off the bench most of the time for Bella Vista. He got some starts in there as well. And then the junior, Trevor Iwamasa. The other 4 that I mentioned are seniors. Trevor Iwamasa, as a sophomore, was the starting point guard for a good portion of the year last year. And then a couple of sophomores up. They were starters on the JV squad last year as freshmen. That's Braden Haggerty and Jesse Tomei. And then we'll talk more about the junior class that is coming up from the JV squad as well a little bit later on. But we have some unfinished business here to bring you as we get the 3rd quarter underway between the Bella Vista girls and Vacaville. Bella Vista to have the ball to start the 3rd quarter. And again, they have that 11-point lead after trailing 13-4. Here's Jensen. Jensen drives to the basket. She draws the foul. And that's Charlie Cook that gets called for that personal. I've got her for 2, first team foul on Vacaville here in the 3rd quarter. Both free throws miss. Mullen Ross with the rebound, and she gets her first 2 points of the game. Nearly 6 points per game last year for the JV squad. That's Kylie Mullen Ross. Keithley. Kira Smith, they'll swing it around to the right side. Aiden Smith hit a 3-pointer earlier. Mullen Ross with the rebound. Patterson into Mullen Ross. Nice give and go. Or actually, that's more of a touch pass, but another basket there for Mullen Ross, and the assist to Cora Patterson. A great look. Keithley posting up on DeMucha. David Jensen gets in there to knock that one away. Looks like she got, actually it was DeMucha that is called for the foul. That's her 3rd. Keithley has another opportunity here, and that one dances around and drops in. So 2 free throws there for Keithley. She's up to 13, which equals her point per game average. Macy Lee back into the game. We had the ball in backcourt. Here's Ava Jensen. Her jumper doesn't go. Patterson the rebound. Aiden Smith was in there. Tied her up, and so this one's going to go over to Vacaville. The lead is 13. Aiden Smith lost possession of the ball. Looks like the possession arrow is going to favor Bella Vista here. Mucha. Patterson, nice look. Driving in, the finger roll from Jensen does not go. Jensen has 2 points in this game. She's had some good looks, just hasn't found pay dirt beyond that one basket in the first quarter. Aiden Smith. Keithley comes up with the loose ball. 3 seconds on the shot clock. 3-pointer on the way from Kiera Smith, and it dances in. The friendly roll for Kiera Smith. Vacaville cuts the lead to 10, near travel. Here's Jensen. Jensen splits a double team. That one off too hard. Long pass, Charlie Cook's wide open and gets an easy bucket. Little mini run going for Vacaville right now. 3 points for Charlie Cook. There's a collision in front court. Demucha and Aiden Smith. And with 5:22 to go and Bella Vista leading by 8, Broncos will keep possession. Lee. Here's Patterson. In and underneath it goes to Mullen Ross. That's too hard. Jensen chases it down. Macy Lee, now Cora Patterson. Back to Lee. Lee looking to drive. Lee on Keithley. I guess she must have thrown an elbow or a push off or something, but that's a foul on Macy Lee, her first. Second team foul in the quarter for Bella Vista. Here's Haw. She'll launch one up from 19. That's too far. And Kiera Smith unable to handle it. That goes out of bounds. Just under 5 minutes to go. And there is a steal and a jumper. Does not go, but the rebound is put back up and in by Smith. Kiera. Back pass and another turnover. Bella Vista was turning the ball over a lot early. Collision between Keithley and Mullen Ross as the ball goes out of bounds. Now the Broncos are having a tough time holding on to the ball again. They kind of cleaned things up late in the first quarter and into the second quarter. We had a timeout called here by Bella Vista. And I think Carrie Masters wants to just get this team back together and kind of regroup and say, hey, come on, we built this lead because we weren't turning the ball over. And now, as it turns out, there has been a little bit of difficulty with the turnovers. So the Broncos will try and get everything kind of fixed up here. So we have a look at their huddle. And in the far corner of your screen, you see the Bella Vista boys team heading back to the locker room for to get ready here for the second game that we will be bringing you tonight here on BV Live Sports. So Glad to get the season underway here at Bella Vista High School. Full season of basketball for you. It's going to be kind of light. The schedule is going to be kind of light in November and December, and then it gets really busy in January and early February, and that's just going to go by real fast. It always does. Here's Kamen. Kamen, turnaround jumper over Jensen. No good. Plate the rebound. Here come the Broncos. Belleberg. He had a nice first half. 8 points. Co-leads the team. Spotting up. Here's a jumper from Ortega. That one goes off. Kiara Smith comes up with it on the rebound on the baseline. Can't get it to Keithley. Bella Vista comes up with it. Here's Jensen. Jensen, turnaround off the glass. Still won't go. Hang in there, Ava. Those shots are going to fall. Here's Kamen. Kamen, turnaround jumper. That one's too hard. We're going to get a foul call underneath. Maybe Marissa Plate, yes. Kamen will go to the free throw line. The lead is 6. It was 13. Nice hustle by Kamen. Looks like she stepped on the sideline, though. Tell you what, Bella Vista was kind of slow to get to that one on the rebound, and Kamen sprinted over there. If she wasn't stepping on the baseline, Vacaville would have had another possession. I'm going to say we're going to call travel on Jada Belleberg. And so Vacaville has possession once again. Here's Hall. Plate the rebound. Demucha will push the ball into front court. Belleberg, she's open for 3. Plate tries to get her hand on it. Loose ball. It's going to be another held ball on the ground. This one will stay with Vacaville. Shot clock's at 30. It shouldn't well, of course, maybe possession hadn't been earned yet. So, anyway. Here's Keithley, open, 18-footer left side. Vacaville's going to win this game. They need her to get hot. She's up to 15 already, but been very quiet since early on. Belleberg has an open path to the basket. She's up to 10 points on the night. That's the first points for Bella Vista in a minute or two. Back the other way, long three-point shot. That's going to come short. Kiara Smith tries to save it, and Bella Vista will take possession. So the Broncos back by 6. They've led by as many as 13. Vacaville's had a 9-point lead in this game. There's a pass in front court. Kamen steps in front of it, deflects it away. It'll stay with Bella Vista. I think that if there's one thing the Broncos are going to want to work on before their next game is maybe a little more accurate with the passes. Here's Belleberg. Keithley deflects it away, and then she's able to come up with it. She's very quick, very shifty, very athletic. Fun to watch. Keithley's shot goes off. Kamen the rebound, puts it back up and in. First field goal of the night for Jalen Kamen. 4-point game, and Kamen comes up with a steal. There's a long pass in front. Ortega's just going to let that one go out of bounds. She shielded off Keithley. And so the Broncos ahead by 4, 2:14 to go in the third. They've got a chance to maybe build this lead some more. Here's Ortega. Ortega. Keithley steps in front of it, but it comes right to Bella Vista. Maisie Hess drives to the basket. Looks like she's going to get some free throws. And as you know, I like to compliment the shoe game. Those are some serious Bella Vista shoes for Maisie Hess. You got the red, the black laces, and the white. All you need is the logo. Hess, her first point of the game. 5-point lead for Bella Vista. They took the lead early in the second quarter and haven't looked back yet, although it was 13. It's now 5. There's a 3-point shot. Haw, the rebound. It winds right up in the lap of Maisie Hess. Ortega is running the point now. DeMuch is on the bench. Hess finds Ortega, drives in. No basket, they call it travel. Seen a lot of those tonight. Actually on both teams. And Vacaville's going to call a timeout. So this one's turned out to be a pretty good game here. And, you know, we talk about it, it's an exhibition game. And in talking with Coach Kussler, doing the interview with him just before we turned on the cameras, he was saying that, you know, he's going to coach the boys game tonight as if it's a regular game, and it really appears that that's what Carrie Masters is doing tonight. Obviously, maybe you bring in more players and more of a rotation for a game that may not count in the standings, but you know what? I think that overall, Carrie Masters has to like what she's seen, and if she can get a pretty good rotation to where, you know, people aren't getting tired out or anything like that during the course of a season, that could be beneficial. And Bella Vista, regardless of the combination, they've been all over the ball on defense. There's a long 3-point shot off the corner of the glass by Smith. Cameron comes up with the rebound. Delleberg pushing her way through traffic. And then in and underneath that, Elise Stites tries to get the rebound. This one will stay with Bella Vista. Substitution, Mullen Ross. She's had a nice game tonight. Belleberg will come out. Here's Hess. Stites. She'll launch a 3. Good off the glass! Elise Stites, her first points of the season. And the Bella Vista lead is back to 8. Well, it's obligatory. The bank is open for Elise Stites as well. Had 3 of those tonight. Golden 1 year were free to sponsor the shots off the glass if you want. The bank shots, as they're called. And another travel for Bella Vista. Bridget Nielsen had a little difficulty handling the ball there. And so this one will go back over to Vacaville. 8-point game, 45 seconds to go in the third. Charlie Cook on Nielsen, closed off. There's Smith for 3. She tried to open up the bank. Of course, any other bank that wants to sponsor it as well can do that. There's a 3-point shot on the way from Cameron. Keefley tries to steal it. Oh my goodness. Keefley takes an elbow from her own teammate, purely accidental. You can see her holding her face a little bit, probably trying to make sure that all the teeth are still there. Good defense on the part of Cameron to deflect that one away, as the Broncos tried to get it into Marissa Plate, one of the taller players on the team. Here's Stites. Stites, she'll launch another 3. And gets the rebound. 2 seconds, Stites puts up another one! At the buzzer. Elise Stites, a big 3-point shot, and then a 2-pointer right at the buzzer to bring Bella Vista back to a 10-point lead here as we have come to the end of the third quarter. The Broncos, they saw that lead kind of diminish a little bit as it got down to 6 at one point, but now they've kind of built it back. Lula Kifle was back in the scorebook, a couple of free throws and another bucket. She's up to 15 points on the night. A few more steals as well. We'll run down the scoring here in just a second. But again, the Broncos, her score was 28-17 at halftime. So 13 points on the board in that quarter for both teams, actually. Actually 12 points for Bella Vista. So Vacaville actually outscored the Broncos 13-12 in that third quarter. Kifle leads all scorers in this game with 15 points, 5 for Kiara Smith, 3 for Aiden Smith, and for Jalen Kamen, and then 2 points for Charlie Cook. For Bella Vista, really balanced scoring. 10 points on the night for Jada Bellaberg, and 8 for Lila Ortega. They lead the way. 5 for Stites, 4 for Givens. In fact, the 5 for Stites comes right in the last minute of the third quarter. 4 also for Kylie Mullen-Ross. Sarah DeMucha also has 5. It's going to go out of order here. Ava Jensen with 2, 1 each for Marissa Plate and Maisie Hess. Here's Kamen. Kamen double team. There's Smith with a jumper. Hess the rebound, then has the ball taken away. Kamen with the rebound, goes to the ground, and that's a travel. This one will go back over to Bella Vista. 10-point lead, 7.5 to go. And the Broncos now up to a 12-point lead. Near steal by Stites. Open underneath is Kiara Smith. Can't get it, gets it back. Kifle for 3. That one's out. Haw the rebound. Back to Kifle. She'll launch another 3. Iron, nothing else. Here's Stites. Stites will now wait for her teammates. Nielsen. Nielsen will launch a 3. Oh, that looked really good. Nielsen, her own rebound, followed the shot. I guess we'll get another jump ball. This one's going to stay with Bella Vista. Here's Stites, open 3-point shot on the way. Oh, that one from my angle looked pretty good. Stites gets the rebound, and she'll launch another one. Kamen controls. Now here's Kifle with 6.5 to go. Kifle tries to loop one up. Collision underneath. He's going to get a couple of free throws here. And that one goes against Emma Givens. Charlie Cook coming in. Kamen will go out. And Kifle gets the second free throw. 11-point game. Vacaville did everything they could to come up with the steal there, but ultimately they had stepped out of bounds in possession of the ball or in contact with the ball, so this goes to Bella Vista. Patterson's back in. That one's deflected out by Vacaville. Nielsen, step around move. She's got a good looking shot. I'll tell you, the shots haven't been falling, but she's got a good looking shot. Ball deflected. Cook comes up with it. And now Givens controls for Bella Vista. And then Keefley comes up with it and draws a foul. It's like Demucha gets called for, if that's on Demucha, that's her fourth. She's staying in. And yeah, they just motioned over to the Bella Vista bench, so that's 4 on Demucha. 3-point shot on the way. Kenyon takes the shot, it does not go. Here come the Broncos. Nielsen, Belleberg, she's open from 19. Goes 20. Hit a whistle. Should stay with Bella Vista. The officials is coming over to have a conversation with, it looks like it was a shot clock issue. It was at 28 when they stopped play. They now reset it to 24. Here's Belleberg. Closed off, fade away. That one's off. Aiden Smith the rebound. Into the corner. Kiera Smith. In move by Keefley. She does a great job to keep that pivot foot down. Almost as if it's nailed to the ground. The shoe, not her foot. Inbounds pass in and underneath is Charlie Cook. Cuts the lead to within single digits. It's a 9-point game. Ortega tries to beat the full court press. Belleberg, she finds Givens. Givens drives in, nearly collides with a teammate. Patterson collision underneath. Ball in the air. Keefley comes up with it. Pass is deflected as she tries to find Kenyon. Ball is going to go out of bounds. It's going to go to Bella Vista. Maybe the Broncos touched it last, but that's not what they called. Here's Nielsen. Nielsen gives it up. She gets it back. There's a shot. Oh, that's halfway down. It comes out. Heartbreak Hotel for Nielsen, but Emma Givens right there to put it back up and in. And we're going to get a timeout. Bella Vista fans roaring their approval. Carrie Masters off the bench, high-fiving everybody. Back a double high five. And with 3:57 to go, the Broncos lead is back to 11. By the way, the Lady Broncos will next be in action this coming Monday, the 24th. They will be at El Dorado. That's a 7 o'clock start over at El Dorado High School, the El Dorado Cougars. So that is their next game. The next home game, the first home game, other than this foundation game, will be on December 2nd. Nevada Union will be coming to town. And that'll be our next girls broadcast after tonight here on BV Live Sports, as the Lady Broncos will take on the Lady Miners. That is a 7 o'clock start as well. That is on December 2nd, so that's the week after Thanksgiving. We are not. I do not believe that we are in action next week. As far as live streams are concerned, we do have the game on Friday. Bella Vista is off all next week for Thanksgiving, and but I don't think the boys have a game, at least a home game next week. We will double check that and let you know. But we know that our schedule has the boys against Ben Holt Collegiate Prep Academy this Friday night. A 7 o'clock tip-off for the varsity, 5:30 for the JV. We'll have the varsity here on BV Live Sports. Here's Keithley. Kenyon, long three-point shot. Givens, another rebound. Belleberg on the baseline. That one's too hard. Patterson, the putback. That doesn't go. Rebound was controlled by Vacaville and then knocked out of bounds from behind by Bella Vista, so Vacaville will keep possession of the ball. Down 11, 3.5 to go. We approach the final moments of this first foundation game between Vacaville and Bella Vista. This one's still anybody's contest. Here's Nielsen, a collision with Aiden Smith. And Smith gets called for the foul. I have her for 3. Ava Jensen, Marissa Plate coming in. They're the 2 tallest players on this team. Use one of your tall players to inbound the ball and go right to the other one. So Jensen has trouble coming up with it. And now we're getting an offensive foul called against Ava Jensen. This will go back over to Vacaville. Keithley steps to the three-point line. Here's Kenyon. Kenyon, a bounce pass inside to Cook. Cook loops up a shot that does not go. And we're going to get a held ball as Jensen tried to fight for it. And the possession arrow will favor Bella Vista. You know, give Vacaville a lot of credit. They don't have a big roster. Five on the floor and 2 on the bench, I see. So 7, like we talked about. Here's a steal. And they've held themselves in contention here. And Coach Elliott's done a really good job of subbing everybody out as well. The Vacaville boys team has come out, and they're putting their bags in behind the bench as they will be ready to start warm-ups and get the game going as soon as this one is over. Here's a three-point shot on the way that comes up and off. No good. Hammond the rebound. Aiden Smith. Kenyon has it deflected. Keithley. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Kiera Smith draws the foul. They say that's on Marissa Plate. Smith looking to cut the lead to 10. Doesn't go. Plate controls the rebound. There's Mullen Ross. Ortega's wide open to the baseline. Puts it up and in. Ortega now with 10. Fast break bucket for Bella Vista. Now quickly back the other way. Here's Cameron. She'll launch one from 10. Doesn't go. Follow the shot. Draws the foul. That was up against Marissa Plate once again. Third on Plate. Hammond can't get that one to fall. Cameron gets the friendly roll on that second one. 4 points tonight for Cameron. There's a steal by Kiera Smith. The ball deflected by DeMucha, goes out of bounds. It will stay with Vacaville. Bulldogs down 12, 2:03 to go. Aiden Smith loses it, gets it back, puts it to the floor, on the baseline. Foul on the floor. And we're over the limit, so it'll be 2 shots. Is that on DeMucha? I thought I saw a 1. I think they may have just realized it. Because I think that's 5 on DeMucha. Yeah, they should have done that before the free throw was taken. The referee is not going to make an issue out of it. Kenyon the rebound. Kiera Smith. Now Aiden Smith will launch a 3. Rebound Cameron, deflected by Jensen. Cameron back against Jensen again. That will go out of bounds. Jensen will ask to touch. It will stay with Vacaville. He may have gone off a foot. And so that's a reset of the shot clock. So the referee is calling for the reset of the shot clock. You might see in the far doorway the Vacaville boys team, they're getting ready. There is Hammond muscling up a shot. Ortega gets called for that foul. Hammond will go to the line for 2. Scoreboard shows only 1 team foul this 4th quarter for Vacaville. Fight for the ball. Probably going to call the jump. Possession arrow favors Vacaville, so it'll stay at this end. Smith puts up a shot. Long pass. Keefley's going to chase it down. Mullen Ross with all kinds of pressure. All that does is take seconds off the clock. Smith with the 3. They give Aiden Smith the trifecta. She's up to 6 points on the night. Cuts the lead to 9. Broncos. Here's Jensen. Jensen, too tall for Marissa Plate. She was wide open. 1:10 to go. The lead is 9. Bella Vista's going to take a timeout here. And we will remind you once again that as soon as we are done with this one, maybe about 5 minutes after or so, we will launch the broadcast for the boys game here on BV Live Sports, as the Bella Vista boys will be taking on Vacaville once again in the second half of our foundation game doubleheader. Looking forward to seeing Coach Kussler's team this year. He thinks they could make the playoffs. And Bella Vista hasn't made the playoffs in a while, but he thinks that this year's group can make the playoffs. And it is a good mix of returning seniors, 4 returning seniors and 5 returning varsity players. A good group of juniors who were outstanding on the JV squad last year, and 2 sophomores who were starters on the JV squad in Braden Haggerty and Jesse Tomei. And of course, the name Tomei is almost synonymous with the girls basketball program here at Bella Vista over the last couple of years, as Ellie Tomei, the leading scorer the past couple of years for the Lady Broncos, and looking to do great things for Sierra College. Vacaville to inbound. Bella Vista's going to set the entire defense in Vacaville's front court, so no pressure until now. Here's Keefley. Floats a pass. The ball was going to go out of bounds, and Cameron was last to touch. Broncos to inbound, exactly 1 minute to go. Big collision, taken away by Kenyon. Kenyon's looper doesn't go. Keefley the rebound, and she draws the foul with 54 seconds to go. Lead is 9. Looks like Ortega gets called for that foul. Ortega's had a really nice night. 2 players in double figures for Bella Vista, and just some balanced scoring, but not a lot of points here for Bella Vista in this fourth quarter. Not a lot of points for either team. Free throw. Second free throw is missed by Keefley. She made the first. So the lead is now 8. Broncos will get the ball. Patterson tries to save that long pass. Can't get it. You know, you drop a couple of three-point shots, and you're all of a sudden in this game, even with 40 seconds to go. Keefley to launch it from the free throw line. Patterson taps the rebound. Loose ball. Vacaville controls. Aiden Smith. And Smith travels. About a 4-second difference on the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Ortega, her jumper, no. Patterson the rebound. Jensen a shot. That comes off. 3 opportunities for Bella Vista. Jensen comes up with it again. And they say she was tied up, so the possession arrow will favor Bella Vista, and a timeout called by Vacaville. What a game tonight. .21 seconds to go in the ball game. 8-point game. And we talked about Bella Vista. They got down 13-4 early, and then they've just clawed their way back. And then they took the 13-point lead. They have not trailed since. Their last deficit was 13-11, so they trailed 13-4, ran off 7 straight points, and then 9 straight points to tie it at 13, then 11 straight points to go up, and they haven't trailed since. Broncos with possession, 21 seconds to go. Inbounds pass comes in, taken away by Keefley. Keefley will push the ball into front court. So to go all the way in. Runner does not go. Patterson the rebound. Here's Stites. Stites has it. Finds Jensen. There's a collision at midcourt. And they're going to call the intentional foul. Isn't that free throws? Okay, so everybody's off, and Stites was the victim of the foul. So at least we had a big three-pointer in this game. We'll go to the free throw line. There's number 1. 9 seconds to go. And she makes number 2. And that, my friends, should dot the exclamation point tonight for the Bella Vista Broncos. 10-point lead with 9.4 to go. Broncos will also get possession. Ortega. Underneath it goes. Nice touch pass. Ross. And over to Patterson. And Patterson, her first points of the game as time expires. That is the end of the game. The Bella Vista Broncos in tonight's foundation game come away with a 50-38 victory, a 12-point contest. And Cora Patterson had a great game overall with what she did outside the scorebook. And then she gets rewarded by getting those 2 points at the end of the game. So that is the conclusion of this game. And we're going to wrap it up real quick. I'm hoping maybe we can get Carrie Masters to come over and talk to us briefly before we close out the broadcast. And we will, we already see the boys warming up. We'll have to get this one, wrapped up real quick as they put 15 minutes on the clock, and so we will probably take about a 5-minute break before we start the boys' broadcast. But hopefully we can get Coach Masters to come over here briefly and talk to us, and then we will get you ready for the boys' game tonight. 10 points each for Lila Ortega and Jada Belleberg. They lead the way. 6 points for Emma Givens, 5 for Sarah DeMucha, 4 for Kylie Mullen-Ross, 2 points each for Ava Jensen. Elise Stites had 7. Ava Jensen had 2, Cora Patterson had 2, 1 each for Marissa Plate and for Maisie Hess. And so that rounds out the scoring for Vacaville. 17 points for Lula Keefley, 4 for Cameron, and then 5 points for Kiara Smith. Aiden Smith had 6, and then 4 for Charlie Cook. So that is to round out the scoring here. And I got the thumbs up from Coach Masters, but hopefully we got to get ready for the boys' game, so hopefully it won't be too long. You see the clock on the screen here. We may need to roll her interview into the boys' broadcast because we need to get the boys' broadcast underway so we don't miss any of that action tonight. So. So we're going to go ahead and close out the girls' broadcast. We will get the boys' broadcast underway in about 5 minutes, and hopefully we'll feature girls' head coach Carrie Masters on that broadcast. So our thanks to JT Stewart on the camera, our producer Julie Tharlson. Now this is George Tharlson. Final score once again, 50-38. Bella Vista